Hello, folks. Welcome to Nateland. I'm Nate Bargatze, Aaron Weber, Brian Bates. We'd like to say hello to HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. As you guys know, I'm trying to be healthy, and eating at home helps a lot with that. So go to HelloFresh.com/12Nate and use code 12Nate for 12 free meals, including free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/12Nate and use code 12Nate for 12 free meals and free shipping. Also, check out Solo Stove. Life's best moments happen around a roaring fire, and smokeless fire pit from Solo Stove makes your outdoor moments even more fun, because instead of having to constantly smell like campfire fumes, you can sit back and actually enjoy the fire. Check out Solo Stove Memorial Day sale and get a free stand with any fire pit. Use promo code Nate at solostove.com for an extra $10 off. That's solostove.com, promo code Nate for $10 off on top of their incredible Memorial Day discounts. But hurry, Memorial Day sale ends soon, obviously, because it's about to be Memorial Day, the 31st. So yeah, solostove.com/Nate. Welcome, everybody. We're here. I don't know. We had today's been a day.
Yeah.
Long day. We're doing it, but it's going to be exciting. And stuff. I don't know. Easing into it.
Yeah.
I got ease into it. Fell asleep on a plane on the way here. It was nice. I don't know. I don't even know how,
You were telling me when you flew from LA to Miami, the plane was crazy. It had swivel seats and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I was luckily in first class. I don't necessarily wanted to bring that up on the air.
All right.
I mean, good night, dude. God, yeah. When you fly a lot, you get a lot of miles, and you get to do that stuff. So I got lucky to get
My bad.
upgraded. I mean, golly, dude. Just they tell you a story about your bank account. You had a funny thing with your bank account the other day.
My first comment.
I mean, good night. All right, we're gonna get into your comments, so we can avoid those comments. So as usual, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcast reviews, and Nateland at NateBargatze.com. All right, the wrestling episode. Danny Sanchez. This podcast is like if you were drinking some beers with your buddies in the backyard and have already talked about absolutely everything, and someone brings up wrestling at 3 a.m. and it keeps rolling.
Yeah.
That's where it does. Like someone brings that up, and you're like, at 3 a.m. there's something you could be like, I don't want to do this, which is very like I'm just not in the mood to talk about that. Could you say that about wrestling? I think I could. I don't want to get into this right now.
Yeah.
You ever have someone try to bring something up like that, and they want it to kind of keep going? You're like, let's
just stop this early.
Be done, dude.
Yeah,
let's be done.
Mm-hmm.
David Granum, Nate's and Brian's sudden knowledge of a topic like professional wrestling reminds me of the episode of The Office where Kevin is suddenly very good at math because it involved pies. Because we knew a lot of, I wonder, did we know that much about it?
The diehards were frustrated with us because they were like, you guys are idiots.
We knew nothing.
Yeah, compared to the real wrestling fans.
But compared to me, I feel like you both knew.
Oh, yeah.
A ton.
Yeah. Well, it's a Super Bowl of events. So David, David's like, you guys were, what, you guys used to wrestle? How much stuff you know?
They're just used to us knowing so little about everything.
And then we can get into a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. There's a whole world.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole thing. And I have plenty of friends that know a lot more about it than I do. Maybe we'll do another episode about it. If I've had, Dan Soder knows a ton.
Yeah.
That's what people were saying.
Yeah. If Soder ever comes back, or not comes back, if Soder comes on, which we found out 49ers play at the Titans this year.
Yeah.
Like right before Christmas. So he might come down to that. And so,
is he a 49ers fan?
Yeah.
He's not a Broncos fan?
His mom lives, or his grandmother lives up up that way. Like,
Okay.
so his dad went. I believe his dad moved there, but he grew up in Aurora, and so he's a Nuggets fan. But I mean, 49ers is what he grew up loving, and he's a big fan.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Jack Preston. Love getting deep insights from this education podcast. Like Andre the Giant is so big, it's so crazy. It's a quote straight from the source.
Yeah, well, when you call him a giant, it doesn't do it justice how big he is.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that you could say are giants. I mean, meeting Undertaker. That's a big dude.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's huge.
Right.
And Andre the Giant was much bigger than that.
Yes. Yeah, the old offensive lineman that used to be called Refrigerator Perry?
Yeah.
He would not even be one of the biggest dudes on a team. I mean, it's comical how small he is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that actually holds up, Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
So I thought it was worthy of it.
Yeah. Andre the Giant is so big, it's so crazy.
That's very funny, though.
Which is, I mean, that's how you would describe him.
Yeah.
It's like you go, well, how big is it? You go, it's so big, dude. And it's just so crazy. And you're like, well, give me a little more than that. You're like, I don't know if I can.
No, yeah.
I mean, even like a door frame, you're like, it's not even that.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah. You ever hear the saying, if you haven't seen it, no explanation will suffice. If you have seen it, no explanation is necessary.
Yeah.
That's what I think about Andre.
I don't know if that statement was necessary.
It's very philosophical.
Yeah. Is that from your?
I'm just saying, if you've
Notre
seen
Dame?
Andre the Giant, somebody's like, "How big is he?" You're like, "You just have to go see him."
Yeah, you'd have to go see him.
Just go look at him. I can't describe
Yeah.
it. He's big, dude.
He's a big dude. Ryan Curry. Aaron asked, does he say if you smell what the Rock is cooking? Followed by Nate saying no. He says, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? He's not asking a question. Nate not knowing that both of these sentences are indeed questions is why I listen to this podcast. He wants an answer. You guys smell what I'm cooking? And they're like, a little bit. If Bates was a professional wrestler, his name would be the Ultimate Warrior. Which is funny. Joe List has a sketch where he does the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, he does. And I just realized I left off that person's name, so I apologize.
Yeah. We worry about it the whole show. So, but there's our comedian buddy Joe List. He does a very funny sketch where he's the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It's very funny. Matt Parrish. I think Nate is thinking about Mississippi and Tennessee, not Arkansas and Tennessee. State line runs along the border of Mississippi and Tennessee in West Tennessee. Could very be that. I hope it's right.
Yeah. State line road.
State line road.
A lot of people are still saying you're talking about State Street in Bristol. You can step on it and be in Virginia and Tennessee.
It was. I mean, I just don't think I was in Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe so though.
But you're hanging out in Memphis?
I think it was. Why did I go? I don't know. What did I do? Were you with me? I went to Memphis. We went to the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
Which the Bass Pro Shop there is enormous.
The Pyramid.
The Pyramid. It's crazy. It's where the Grizzlies played in it, and now it's a Bass.
Did the Grizzlies play there too?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, and the NBA teams. LeBron James has played basketball
in a Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah. I mean, Michael Jordan might have. I don't know when they came. When did they start? Been
there a while, but they've been in the FedEx Arena for a while now too.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was very early though. So it might have been. So Jordan might have.
Maybe
Jordan might go in that Bass Pro Shop and just be doing some shaking, and being like, "Right here, I hit a big jumper."
Yeah, they left in 2004, so he was playing.
He was playing
then. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I don't know. I will find the street. Golly, I need to look at it. I'll look it up. Could be Mississippi and Tennessee could be right because it's down. If we're down that way. Is down that way. President's episode. Chase Schubert. I taught U.S. history for 7 years until this past fall and have a degree in history education. After listening to so many history-themed podcast episodes over the past several months, I was nervous for the inevitable day that the U.S. President's episode would come. Well, today was that day. I had my notepad ready to keep track of all the corrections and commentary I thought might be necessary and was bracing for the worst. Folks, somehow y'all nailed it. I would happily return to teaching just so I could sign this podcast to my 8th grade students. Not that it's going to help them pass any major exams about the American Revolution or Civil War, but it just might spark a bit of enough excitement to get the kids genuinely interested and maybe help them become one of the folks too. There we go. That's a real teacher.
Yep.
And he loved it.
That feels good.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
nailed it.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. We're not here to talk about debate the Civil War. Who's even heard about the American Revolution?
Yeah.
We're here to talk about Andrew Jackson fighting people.
Somebody gave me a great president fact this weekend.
Yeah.
They told me to tell you guys. McKinley's wife, I don't even remember when McKinley was president, but his wife would have seizures all the time. And this is before they knew what to do with that.
Yeah.
So the way they handled this is whenever she had a seizure, they just throw like a napkin over her head and just wait it out.
Yeah.
So this would apparently happen at like state dinners, like ambassadors are over and like the president's wife just starts having a seizure and they just pick up a napkin and put it over her face and just keep eating while they waited it out.
And just sitting there. Yeah. Is she good? Yeah.
She does this all
is
the
what
time.
she does.
Yeah.
Don't worry about this. So what were you saying? you have to talk through it.
Yeah.
There could be some of that old president stuff. I have a joke in my act now where I talk about going to the White House. And that could be. I need a little more with it. So that one could be. It's kind of fun because there is some fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. We talked about Andrew Jackson throwing parties. Somebody said that the parties would get so wild because he just invited all his friends. They would have to take all the alcohol outside just to lure the people out of the White House because they couldn't get them to leave.
Yeah. It's because of the booze.
So it's almost like tempting a dog with treats. Come on out here, guys.
They just start playing closing time at the White House.
They do Reese's Pieces like E.T. but booze. Isn't what they do with the E.T.?
Yeah, right.
You get E.T. to come out with Reese's Pieces.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I can't remember.
Little airplane bottles of whiskey and stuff.
You don't remember him putting Reese's Pieces in E.T.?
And he was hiding and it make him come out?
Yeah, he would eat them. I mean, it was,
It's a 40-year-old movie.
It's one of those famous scenes of a movie is the Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces are only famous because of that. Because they're not that good and only E.T. could like them. I'm not a big Reese's Pieces guy.
I like them. I think they're better than M&M's.
Ooh. It seems crazy.
No.
Are they along in the same family?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're the same shape. They're both
same
chocolate.
company?
No, I don't think so. Reese's is Hershey.
Oh.
M&M is
come on,
Mars, maybe?
Yeah.
Is that what the M
I feel
stands
like
for?
you're trying to miss it on purpose.
Aaron, just tell us.
Yeah, just get to it, Aaron. Tell us the history about it. When was the first time you had one? Do you remember?
I gasped when I had my first M&M for sure. Yeah.
Chase Miska or Miska. Chase Miska. Sounds like a wrestling name. I'm impressed and relieved that you had an entire episode about U.S. presidents and still managed to avoid talking politics. Duels, hats, UFOs, and animal nicknames are my kind of politics. Keep up the great work. Yeah, it was, I did like that we did that. Like it's because it is so crazy. There's so much fun stuff. They were all getting shot.
Yeah.
There's enough. We got enough going about that.
Yeah.
Every one of them was getting assassinated.
And we didn't even get to all of them.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot more that either got shot at or somebody point out, why didn't you mention Reagan being shot? Well,
we didn't get that far.
No.
We got to like the 1920s.
We got the last fact we had was about Reagan, but I mean, we had enough guys dying that we don't have to cover just the flesh wounds.
Yeah. Well, we could probably do another one. It's just fun. It's fun to, I don't know. That's the funnest part, to talk about that kind of stuff. You don't want to get too close to, and then you start getting into politics.
Yeah.
So you just go super old. Matt Wolf, the golfer. The U.S. President episode was hilarious, and it was mind-blowing hearing you all learn about some of our most famous presidents for the first time. However, watching the whole episode on YouTube, I could only focus on one thing. What on earth is sitting on the table next to the Nateland sticker near Nate's right orange hand? I could not take my eyes off of it, and my friends and I were trying to guess what it was. Could it have been keys, a half-eaten cookie? One of my friends recommended maybe it was a retainer. If I don't find out what it is, I may lose my mind. Is it this?
That's what it was. Yeah.
It's Kevin Best made us. Can you zoom in on it? Keychain with all of us. You got it. We'll just keep doing this the whole show.
Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Who thought we just had a loose retainer on the table?
Yeah.
It did look like one.
Yeah.
I mean, I still wouldn't have thought that was it, but I see how
Yeah.
it looked like it.
Yeah. You're like, all right. Yeah. So that was it. That's what's on the table. But I get how that could be confusing. This is a pin.
From
You
Zany's.
start going to Matt. See your buddies. That's what we call like a cup and a coaster. Says Tonight Show.
Oh, dude.
He's just gonna start asking stuff. Every week we got to explain it. Yeah. Matt, how you doing? This is a table.
Yeah,
And so a lot of people have been using those to eat on and stuff like that for a long time. And so we kind of decided to go with one. We are not eating on it, but this is for.
What
So-
makes this a table?
Hey, it's a great question,
It's
dude.
a great question. We answered it though.
Yeah. No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. I said what was I said something.
You said you go by its purpose.
Yeah.
That's what determines
Yeah.
a table.
What is a table?
Who determines the purpose? The creator of it or the user of it? It's another interesting question.
The creator, because he says, well, they both do. The creator goes, I get you started because
Mhm.
here's what I would do. Every time we buy a table, a guy walks in, he goes, all right, what I would do is I would probably eat on this table. And we go, okay, well, we have some other options. And he goes, it's your table.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. But I mean, if you make a dining room table
Yeah.
specifically for a dining room,
Okay.
you're making a table for a room
Okay.
where dining is.
Right.
So the creator is, I made this for this purpose.
Right.
And what you do with that is,
But what if I put a mattress on here and use it as a bed frame?
you're being a lunatic. So you can, I mean, if you want to do that, you can.
Yeah.
But that's what, like with the philosophy ideas, like if someone says that, you go, well, there's a point where you're just a crazy guy in the street
Uh-huh.
yelling at cars.
Yeah.
So
you can get there quickly. Too.
yeah, you're like, so I mean, it can all stop, but we needed something to put the food on.
Yeah.
Our desk to write on is an office.
Uh-huh.
Here we are to lay
Okay.
our keychain on.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But this philosophy, I think I would crush it in there.
You would, man.
I think I'd go in and they wouldn't like it. I'd just be holes. I go, that's stupid. Did they really ask y'all like the table thing? Were they really?
That's just a
Like, that's
yeah, a
the-
Would it-
thought experiment.
Would it be more like when you're building it? When does it become a table?
Well, it's just an example to illustrate the question of what makes things what they are. What
Because if it
are
didn't have
things?
legs, you wouldn't say it's a table, right?
Yeah.
It'd be a table on the ground.
If it yeah, then it would just be a slab of wood
Yeah.
at that point. So maybe a table's not the best, but usually an apple. Apple is used a lot.
So what do they say?
What makes an apple an apple? Is it the redness? So if you can think about it like, what if I take away that property from it? Is it still that thing? If you take away the redness of an apple, it's still an apple. Wouldn't you agree?
It's a ruined apple.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
There's green apples.
Yeah. So it's the color doesn't make it an apple. If you take
Yeah.
away the sweetness or the shape of it, you take away those things one by one, you start to realize none of those singular things make it an apple. And
I mean, but we say apple, and they're all this one thing, so
Yeah.
it has to be an apple because it's like we've all said this is what this thing is,
okay.
and so when you taste it and you go, this is an apple, you know what an apple tastes like.
Oh, so it's the
It's
taste.
always
it's
yeah.
the taste that makes it an
Well,
apple.
maybe it's a bit of everything.
Okay.
It's not just one thing. Nothing can be one thing. It's
Okay.
a bit of everything.
Okay. That's fair.
Why do you think that's?
No, I'm saying that's a legitimate.
But I would think
legitimate
philosophy
response.
is just put in just to be like annoying. That's how I would think, y'all.
Some
like,
of it is, yeah.
Like in philosophy, is just to, like, he keeps saying it. You're going like, just say you don't want to teach, man. Like,
Yeah.
just say that. Like that would be. That's what I would tell the teacher. Just say you don't really care about teaching, and you're trying to like waste time because this is not going to help any. Like for you, like you could do that all day long.
Yeah.
There's a point where you're like,
And
then
you do it all.
I know.
day
Then
long.
you just go. I guess so. Nothing makes it an apple, and you go there, and then you're just done.
No, you go. Oh, it has an appleness. That's what
the
makes
answer?
That's one answer. It's a pretty big one. That's what Aristotle would say.
He would say it has an
He'd
apple.
say it has the essence of an apple that's
Yeah.
independent of all its accidental properties.
Just a nightmare hanging out. I mean, it doesn't, like, what's this keychain? Well, what makes it a keychain? Is it this that holds the keys? What is this on it? And like, it just doesn't stop.
It never does. No, it hasn't stopped for thousands of years, man.
And where are we getting with this?
To where we are now.
Nowhere.
I guess. Yeah.
It reminds
It's a
me
good
of
time.
The Office where Michael's taking CPR lessons.
Yeah.
And she's like, is he dummy breathing? He's like, no, it also has no arms and no legs.
Yeah.
It's like, at what point do we not revive?
Yeah. What kind of quality of life would that?
Yeah.
Ed Riley Jr. We just watched the U.S. President episode, and I must say we were genuinely surprised. My son's face lit up the moment you guys read the comments, and he sent the episode to all our family members. So I have to say that you guys might have gained a few more unsatisfied viewers. We want to thank you, Nate, for providing us tickets to a show if the Sacramento show doesn't happen. And believe me, I had some words with my so-called friends who sold me tickets to a show that may not happen. One other issue we might have is my wife overheard the episode, and unfortunately, she wants to go as well. So, Nate, you may have to send another ticket. We will. We'll get you all squared away. The Sacramento show is. Oh yeah, the Sacramento show is happening. It's just, I think, a different date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's all up there. All my dates are up there now. I almost think we're adding a show in the Sacramento show.
Oh.
Yeah, go to
the Crest Theater in Sacramento.
Yeah. And rain check tour.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just go to my website.
Yeah, give me a minute.
That'd be a little bit easier to go to natebargatze.com. Then
sorry.
That's what a lot of people do, but either do like Aaron and don't go. Look at that, we changed our the coloring of the website.
Yeah, it looks
How about
nice.
that? Looks good, right?
Looks real nice.
Yeah, we did. I was like, let's
for
mix it up a little bit.
Sacramento here.
Go to March.
Oh, all the way down.
Because I think it said March.
Yeah.
March 5th.
So that was right.
2 shows.
Yeah.
So March 5th, which is March 5th of 22. If those will happen. I mean, that so it got moved to that. It was supposed to be in August, but then because,
Jaden has to finish another school year.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be probably in college.
Straight A's, Jaden.
But from what I understand, California is never opening again. But when they do, so it did get moved to March 5th. But we said to get him tickets to that, or if there was a show that was closer to him or something. But if you, we'll get you hooked up for that. Or he had tickets. I don't know. We'll meet him. It'll be all figured out. Rebecca F. The Baby Ruth candy bar was named after Babe Ruth, but since the candy inventor didn't want to pay Babe to use his name, he changed one letter. Babe then sued and lost because the candy inventor lied and said it was named after the Grover Cleveland's daughter. What's my source? History Channel's The Food That Built America, Season 2, Episode 2. Your source is about as good as our source. I guess you're saying they look stuff up a little more than we do.
Apparently.
Baby Ruth. Yeah. I mean, imagine, what was it like suing someone back then?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if you get Babe Ruth, like, he's like, I'm going to sue you, and you're like, I don't know, what are you suing for? Like, my wood, my cow?
She had been
animals. He goes, I won 40 goats and a lot of land. And you're like, all right. How much land? They know a lot. Just one lot. You're like, oh, they said a lot of it.
No, a lot.
No, a lot. So you don't want the whole thing? No. Just one lot. What?
I was gonna say, I looked up the baby Ruth had been dead for 17 years when the candy bar came out. So Babe probably had a
She
pretty,
died as a baby.
I don't know if she died as a baby. She must have died young, but she'd been dead for a
Yeah.
while.
She didn't named after Aunt Baby from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That's what he got. How old would she be today? She never would have made it. It's my favorite, maybe my favorite line in all of Seinfeld.
The whole show?
But it's unbelievable. Like he goes, Aunt Baby died when she was a baby. And then Stell asks Frank, says, "How Frank? How if Aunt Baby was alive today, how old would she be?" And he said, "She never would have made it." I mean, he won't even play along in the
Won't even
game.
acknowledge it.
Yeah.
She would never. Yeah, I know. But you're like, all right, but just in general, like,
Yeah.
how many years has it been since she died? Like, and he goes, "Nah, it doesn't even worth our time. She never would have made it." Thorn Ingeseth. Thorn. You go by Thor?
Yeah.
Thorn?
Thorin Anguseth from Middle Earth,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Thorn. I wonder what if they go by Thor? They go, just call me Thor, and everybody's like, all right, dude. Just
Yeah.
And
I
you
mean,
better fit the bill of that.
Thorin Anguseth.
Thorin. Oh, it could be Thorin.
Probably like the
Thorin.
12th or something.
Oh, maybe they own.
I mean, it's
They
like,
could own a city.
yeah, probably.
Ingus. It sounds like they.
It sounds like they have a river named after him in
Yeah, they
England
did
or
some
something.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Aaron was right to be skeptical of the history of OK, since it's not really known where it came from, and what Brian said was just a theory.
Mm,
That sounds like someone that did own a lot of stuff early on,
yeah.
and was probably his family was in the mix when OK came about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "No, my great grandparents." My uncle said he came up with it. Like these idiots.
When OK came out, like it dropped like a mixtape.
What's that? He goes, okay, I'll be ready.
What'd you just...
Huh. Okay. And he just says it a couple times. That's how stuff
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
Go started, like
Yeah.
this whole Let's Go, which
Uh-huh.
makes me, I've talked about that on here, right?
I don't think
Not-
you have.
not
We've
on
talked in
here.
private about
So
it.
angry. Yeah, that's how I privately bring it up.
Uh-huh.
When people just they go, Let's Go. It makes me so mad.
Do you feel? I feel like a lot of the stuff I start to say it ironically,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just becomes unironic over time, and I find myself saying it actually.
Do you have an example?
Yeah, so it's still the worst. You're still the worst for
Like-
doing it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to do that, but
Yeah.
like if I say something's like that's fire, like I say it as a
Mm.
joke, and then down the road I'm like I said that without thinking it was
Yeah.
a joke.
I say
You know?
bounce. I'm like, let's bounce.
Bounce is fine. Bounce has been around for
Yeah,
forever,
I'm
I
kind
feel
of stuck in my age group of
Yeah.
something could be pretty dope. I could say dope. I'm
Are
kind of
you-
stuck with my. I haven't really left. He
Oh,
says like rad.
He
and
says
stuff
like
that.
gravy,
Yeah,
groovy and stuff.
groovy
like,
and rad. No, I think that was
Okay.
still a bit after him.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's still
Yeah.
getting okay.
I say old Kinderhook.
Yeah.
I was saying it before they shortened it.
Yeah. Yeah, like everybody, we said let's go when we announced, because the social media, when they posted my special date, they put let's go.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was so mad. And it was on my thing,
Uh-huh.
but someone else posted it. And I was like, I can't stand it. I don't know. Everybody says it. I just don't like when everybody, it's like, it's not like I don't like the saying. I like the saying. It's now everybody is saying it. They're at their grocery store just going, let's go. Save $20 today. Like, it's like, all right, dude. Tom Brady says it
But you don't
when he
mind
wins
it-
a Super Bowl.
Yeah, like a NBA player dunk, like it's like a guttural, let's go.
That's what it's built for. It's
Right.
not built for regular people just doing nothing, just going, got enough gas to get to the gas station. Let's go. Like that's not what it's for.
Yeah.
It's, Griffin Bryant. Sounds like that's another one. Griffin Bryant sounds like a park.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There is a Bryant Park, I believe, and there's probably a Griffin Park.
Griffin. Yeah.
I own both of them. So maybe his family got divorced, and his wife got one and he got the other. I don't know.
Split the parks.
And then they named her after both of them. I'm surprised in all the assassination talk, the curse of Tippecanoe wasn't brought up. Starting in 1840, every 20 years, whoever was president died in office. This went all the way until 1980 when Reagan survived his assassination attempt and colon cancer, then finished his term. 20 years later, Bush had an assassination attempt on him. Now Biden sits in office 20 years after that. That's crazy. Did you look this up?
When did
I
Bush
did.
have an assassination?
You know what?
Are they still talking about the shoe that got thrown at him?
No, I
Well,
looked it
there's a lot
up.
in that
I didn't
shoe.
think it
You
was.
ever been hit by a shoe? And
No.
shoes, that was, where was that at? That was like over in
I think it was in Iraq.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
the kind of shoes they got to wear over there to walk around in that. Their whole floor is dirt. Like you got to wear like boots, dude. Like you ain't wearing loafers.
I did not remember Bush having an assassination attempt. I was sitting next to my wife who worked in the Bush administration. She
Yeah.
didn't remember it, but we looked it up. Someone threw a grenade
Really?
at him in the. They were in the country of Georgia,
Yeah,
and someone threw a. It didn't go off. Didn't detonate.
Wow.
and it landed near him.
I don't know how close it got to him, but they were
How
trying to
quick
kill
did
him.
you read this article? Was there no details in it?
There probably was. I was just
Yeah.
verifying if it was true. I have to do a lot of research, guys. I don't have time to get in the weeds.
That's pretty crazy. That just never made the. This is
The mainstream
2005. This happened in 2005 in Georgia. It was a Georgia national named Vladimir. Won't even take a stab at the last name. Attempted to assassinate him. Wow.
news. See if you can make him turn around.
Yeah. Vladimir Arutiunian.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, if you said Vladimir, he would. But if you just had to
You'd
say
say
his last name,
Vladdy. That's what I'd
Vladdy.
do.
Well, I mean, he's probably gonna be behind bars right now. It'd be pretty easy. He might still not turn around, even though he's the only one in the jail cell.
Yeah. Wow. It landed 61 feet from the podium. So not a great toss.
Not a great toss.
61 feet is pretty far.
Probably why we didn't hear about it.
Yeah. 61 feet is like a pitcher's mound to the home plate. Isn't
It is 60 feet 6 inches.
Yeah. So pretty far.
I mean, that's crazy. It was it didn't engulf him. It would have killed. We would have definitely heard about it.
if it yeah. We might have found out eventually
Yeah.
if the president was assassinated.
If we go, guys, did you hear? W was assassinated. Well, I'm saying it would have.
Yeah.
It hit a girl. It said, and the thing didn't go. So I'm saying if we would have heard, if it would have just even killed. I mean, 61 feet.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have killed the president.
No.
61 feet. I don't know a lot about grenades. I've thrown a few in my life, but no, I've never thrown a grenade.
Bush didn't even know about it till after the rally ended.
They didn't even stop it.
No.
I don't know if anybody knew about it.
I don't think so. Except
Griffin.
Griffin.
Didn't somebody
Griffin
send him
Bryan.
anthrax once, right? You remember the anthrax scare? I think it was right after 9/11.
Who hasn't been sent anthrax? You tell me someone ain't been sent anthrax. Byron Smith, you got to say, I hate white rabbits to make the smoke go away. And what I said, I remember saying, what was it? Fuzzy bunnies.
Yeah, I think he had bunnies.
Yeah. But someone commented
There's
on
a lot of. I mean, we got so many different.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
debate about
I
what the
hate white
exact
rabbits. I hate
phrase
it.
is.
I think it was been fuzzy bunnies, fuzzy bunnies. I think that's what I remember. Fuzzy bunnies. That made when someone put that in, I was like, yeah, that's what I've heard. But but we know it's not. If you're a rabbit, it's not good news.
A lot of people said you had to say it 3 times.
Yeah,
Well, what is? Oh, so it's like a supernatural thing. It's not. I was thinking
yeah. It's like
the
a
breath
no,
coming out.
is what makes it do it.
I
Like
mean, I
those
thought maybe that was the
words,
thinking.
It's
Yeah.
like when you mouth elephant foot. You know, have you ever done that?
no.
You say,
It looks like I love you.
yeah.
Okay.
And then you
Okay.
go, nah, I said elephant foot, you loser. And then you open up to me and I go, what a loser. That's the whole point of that. You go elephant foot and the person goes, I appreciate it, man. I love you too. And you go, God, what do you beat it, you dumb person. And then you say, I just said elephant foot, which means worse than I don't. You go, so you don't love me? I go, I hate you.
Yeah.
I said elephant foot. Solo stove. We love camping out. We're not camping out. We like doing it in our backyard. We're not gonna go. It's not gonna get nuts. you could camp out with it. I love campfires though. Nothing better than starting a fire. I'm a big fan. They look good. I don't like the smoke. That is a big thing. We do s'mores a lot. But it's you smell like smoke. It's like too much. I honestly, that's a big reason. I don't. You just don't want to smell like all that stuff, and that's where solo stove comes in. Solo stove fire pit has been so much better. I mean, it's better than anything I've been around. Uh, I'm not sure how it works, but not smelling campfire is that's what's so great about it. Usually, when you get home from enjoying time outside with friends or family, you have to immediately shower off the smell. Not with solo stove. There's no setup. You just unbox it and enjoy. Laura had the fire going in, 10 minutes. Even I could do it. I don't ever start a fire, but I could. A little fire starter wood, and you can have a nice quick fire. We have the bonfire with the free stand. It is small enough to take to the front or the back, or if we go to the lake, it's very easy to take it around. It burns down to a white ash, so cleanup is a breeze as well. Solo stove fire pits, they create great times. Stainless steel construction designed to regulate airflow and burn more efficiently. So just so little smoke, you'll wonder where it's going or how there is so much fire. The fire looks awesome. It's easy to keep lit and even easier to clean. Solo stove fire pits are portable and built to last. They are so confident you will love it. They offer a lifetime warranty and 30-day free return policy. Check out the deep discounts available during the Memorial Day sale and get a free stand with any fire pit. So you can use your solo stove on any surface, including decks or outdoor rugs. Plus, use promo code Nate at solostove.com for an extra $10 off. That's solostove.com, promo code Nate for $10 off on their incredible Memorial Day discounts. But you got to hurry. Memorial Day sale ends May 31st, which is coming up very quick. So get this solo stove. We do love it, and we like I said, we always do it with our neighbors, and they had one, but you always smelled like smoke. You had to say the fuzzy bunnies. Not anymore. Not with solo stove. Also, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get free pre-measured ingredients and awesome seasonal recipes delivered to your door and no annoying trips to the grocery store. And HelloFresh makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it is America's #1 meal kit. #1. HelloFresh offers 25 recipes to choose from each week, vegetarian meals to craft burgers, that's what I love the most. If you want to be, gourmet options, if you want to be fancy, there's something for everyone to enjoy. I'm really picky sometimes, and I have liked everything we have picked. All the recipes are designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts to ensure they taste great. The great thing with this too is it's very easy to cook. I've cooked for my wife. I think one time, and when we dated, maybe one other time. I made something else maybe 3 times I've cooked. I just don't do it. But with this, you could do it. If you were looking to do something for your wife, or I don't know, maybe your husband cooks, and then you want to cook for him, and if you don't, whoever doesn't cook, HelloFresh is actually kind of the perfect thing that you could do, and you could cook, and it would be an amazing way to do it. Do you cook?
No.
Yeah, so you can order HelloFresh.
And it would mean a lot.
It would mean a lot, and it's like a real, it's an awesome meal, dude. We eat it 3 times a week, I think. Yeah, I'm only here basically that much, but we eat it a lot, and the meals are great. Now that touring started back at HelloFresh delivered makes it so easy for us to cook a few nights a week at home. Then you don't feel bad about going out sometimes too. Who doesn't want to cook delicious meals while saving time and money? Try America's #1 meal kit today. Go to HelloFresh.com/12Nate and use code 12Nate for 12 free meals, including free shipping. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
12 meals.
Yeah.
That's HelloFresh.com/Nate, 12Nate, and use code 12Nate for 12 free meals, including free shipping. All right. It's nice to be back. I've been gone. I was gone for 10 days. I was at the Miami Improv. I'm wearing the shirt. They have a very cool, no sleeves today, so I'm gonna see how that looks. Some of y'all might already be turned off. But they have a great. This is all the staff wears. One of the best improv shirts I've seen.
Yeah.
And Miami was awesome, dude. Well, we were in Des Moines before that. Des Moines was wonderful as well. Des
Yeah.
Moines was great.
Funny Bone.
Funny Bone,
Mhm.
great club. And then the Miami Improv. It's a new Miami Improv. The old one, the room was split, which was very funny. Is when you go on stage, the door would open, you'd just be on stage. And the crowd, like in the front, the crowd would be sitting, and then there was like a V-shaped wall with an
Oh.
office in the middle. So then the seats went like there. So those, if you were in the back, you would not see the other half of the crowd.
Wow.
And performing to it felt like that.
It's like two different rooms.
It's two different rooms.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It feels weird.
You ever do well in one room and then the other room's
Oh
not
yeah,
doing great?
yeah. I mean, I've done shows in two different rooms anyway, just like starting out. But yeah, you could feel like, oh, this side is like not getting it. This side gets it, and you really feel that. Where when it's the way it is now, it's not that at all. Now it's a great, wonderful room. But it was always weird. Funny, I did it with this comic Al Jackson, and Al Jackson is a black comedian. So me and him were
Very
co-headlining.
funny.
Very funny. And then, oh yeah, he was, dude. I called him when he was about to. This was years ago, and I called him, and I was like, "Hey, are you here in Miami?" He goes, "No, we're about to land." He just answered the phone on the plane. He's like, and I go, "You're talking on the plane, dude?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "But we're landing, I think, right now." Like, and I was like, "All right." But when you looked at the marquee, it said Nate B and Al Jackson. They didn't have enough letters for Bargatze. So I was like, if someone walks in and then they see me and him co-headlining and they don't know who we are,
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely looks like Nate B, and they think, well, that's Al Jackson, the white Southern guy. Yeah, that's Al Jackson. Like it was just everybody's confused. But this was, Des Moines was awesome. Everybody was very super nice. Great hotel there. There's a hotel called Cerity. It's downtown Des Moines, and they were really really cool to us. And it's like brand new, and the whole everybody there was like really cool. And then Miami, I went to LA too, but Miami surprised me. I was talking about this, like, I don't know, selling tickets in Miami, it's like kind of tough. And dude, their crowds are awesome.
Yeah.
They're just like so much good energy, and they're so excited.
Oh, that's cool.
And they, it's so many different people. They were young, they're older. It was just a great mix. And Miami's a fun town. I don't,
Never been.
I've been,
I've never been.
but I don't think we stayed like in Miami, not too far from South Beach, but not in South Beach. We drove over there. But Miami's I like it. It's like a good vibe. Like everybody's, I don't know, it's a party down there, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's but it's not, I don't know, it's not crazy. Everybody seems nice. Food's great. It was fun. I really like Miami. And then LA, we went to LA too, in the middle of that. And just shows, they got some great outdoor shows in LA. There's
Yeah.
one called Supernova,
Yeah.
and there's another one called Jam in the Van. And those are the two I did. And there's Supernova's in the round. It's all outside.
Yeah.
And it was nice. It was nice to get up in LA. Just because it's been
Nick Novicki. You did some shows with him out there?
Nick was out there. Nick popped out there for us. Adam Ray, I saw Adam. Adam was supposed to be on the podcast today, and he couldn't make it. So, but yeah, it's I think Adam's at Zany's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah,
The day
tonight.
this comes out.
The day this comes out, if y'all remember Adam when he was here, if you're in Nashville, he's at Zany's. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was a good little trip. I got Travis, my buddy that I grew up with, is my tour manager. And he's new. He's having to go through it.
Yeah.
He's obviously never been a tour manager. And so he got our car towed.
Yeah. Where?
But near the Miami Improv. He parked at this Famous Dave's parking lot. And there's signs everywhere that say they're going to tow you. But he went in and talked to Famous Dave. No, I don't know. Dave was there.
Yeah.
David. He goes, yeah. No, he goes and talks to the manager in there, and he's like, can I park at this thing? Because they were kind of closed.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, that's fine. And I mean, I think he goes, yeah, it's fine. And then they just immediately towed our car. And so he had to go get it.
Man.
And so, yeah, but it was good. Justin Smith was with me. And he does great. And so, yeah, it was a fun
Did the manager, did he go talk to the manager and say, what happened?
Yeah, it's operated outside of him, so it's not like it's not like it's Famous Dave's deal. They're just like they do it, and then there's other signs, and then they just call this company. And, I think they said there's a guy who walks around and just like VME Park.
Just look,
They just
yeah.
even the towing company. They told them they're like they've been calling us all night. Like we've just had to tow everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, see, I don't know if there's money involved or something like.
Mhm.
I mean, look, you're parked in no towaway zone. Yeah, you can get towed,
Mhm.
but it's funny for the touring guy to be like, yeah, we don't even want to go there anymore. Like
Yeah,
they're just calling, we're towing everybody.
yeah.
So it was tough, but we've overall wonderful trip,
Yeah.
wonderful trip.
That's awesome, man.
Love Miami, and I'll be in Naples, June 11th through 13th. So one more little Florida trip,
Mhm.
and then also the one night only tour. Our one night only tour. All these tour names. The Rain Check Tour. The Rain Check Tours. All of them are up. All the dates are up. The dates that we've listed. We're going to be adding much more. So many more cities we will be adding. I'm touring everywhere. And so I get a lot of like, you're going to add Texas. You're going to add Denver, Chicago.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be adding those cities. We just can't announce everything right now. But I mean, I will be coming. This is going to be a full-on tour. So we will be out there on the road. And so make sure you go check that out. A lot of these were we posted a bunch today. We've added a bunch of shows. I think we might have a third show added. A lot of late shows added. So just go get these tickets. These tickets, people are buying them, which is very nice and very sweet. And I can't thank you enough for not buying them. But make sure you go get them. So you can get out to the Rain Check Tour, all new hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That's pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Maybe could be terrible though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then this is your last week of freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. What should I do? I get married in
Go to Mexico.
6 days. Go to Mexico for a little bit.
Now he means permanently.
Yeah. Start over. I want to see you as they come over this border this way, you going that way. You always see the videos of like them going through a river. I just want to see you walking through the river the opposite way. Hey, is this the best way to go? Yeah, it's going. Yeah.
High fiving them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
one of them can have my spot. I'm gonna live. I live here now. Yeah. Oh, you just walking through that river.
Uh-huh.
That's one of my Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller when he has to come over the border illegally.
Yeah.
And then he does it, and he's like, he's got a baby, and he keeps getting caught, and he falls in the water one day, and he holds the baby. And by the time he's been trying to get over the border for months. He speaks full Spanish. It's just like, it's amazing. Yeah, but do that. You don't hear about that much. People going over the border that way.
Yeah. I would think like Shawshank would rip the shirt off in
Yeah.
the rain.
Never seen it.
Through the Rio Grande. You've never seen Shawshank?
No.
Watching E.T. on loop.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. E.T. you might have already been, I guess, too old for it. But I watched it. That's the first movie I ever saw in the movie theater. It was E.T. Yeah. So how old would you have been?
I mean, I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's just been close to 40 years since I've seen it.
Yeah. I was, yeah. Yeah. My parents drove me and you drove yours.
I think it was like 82 or something when it came out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. So I don't even remember seeing it. I was 3, but I
Yeah.
do know that was my first movie and I cried. And then, you know what else I'm watching? I'm going back through The Matrix. I don't think I've ever saw The Matrix either.
I never have.
Yeah. Well, I started watching it, and then it's all, I don't even know if I really get it. But, I mean, I started the second one. There's just a whole town.
Yeah.
They just, I don't want to give anything away. You should watch it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, the Matrix first is like this little thing.
That's Reloaded, right? Isn't that the second one? Okay.
And then, they don't do 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's
so you got to go look it up. And then
that's a clear example, I think, of a movie they never thought they'd be making sequels to.
Yeah.
And then it did so well.
Well, they were saying, Justin on the road with us, he said that they were going to make it, the first one, all like make 3 episodes, and they go, no, you can make 1. So then they had to combine 3 seasons or 3 movies into 1, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they go, okay, now you can make 3, and they're like,
Oh, that was the whole story.
you're like, that was kind of everything,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, because it just pops in. Second one, I don't know. There's a town, and you're like, I don't even. You're like, where did? And then I like had to ask like Travis. I was like, so there's just a town. Like, am I supposed to know that this is? I just don't,
Mhm.
And other thing I started watching, Your West Wing.
Have you really?
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
I haven't.
Get
No,
on
he
it,
lived
dude.
it.
I'd love to.
But he was covering it. Channel 5 News.
President
Yeah.
Bartlett.
What do
Yeah.
you think, man? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's kind of quick paced,
It's
right?
super quick. That's all
paced.
Aaron Sorkin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm maybe only 2 episodes in.
Okay.
Maybe 3, but I enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I like actors. Like I do like the quickness of it.
Uh-huh.
And so it's good.
That's exciting. Dude.
Yeah. So we're seeing.
Yeah.
See how far I get. See if I get rolling on it.
Yeah, you might.
I'm not going to probably understand a lot of this.
What, the show?
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of Aaron Sorkin stuff is just like you don't even necessarily have to understand what they're talking about. It's just like professional gibberish.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, hey, they're smart and they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You don't have to know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like philosophy. It's kind of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
pretty
analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, just like it's professional gibberish.
Professional gibberish. Right.
But then you want to go, but so no one really knows.
Yeah.
Like philosophy would be like that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Eventually you could get by the end of it, go, this whole, like the last day of your school, you go, this is all made up, right?
They tell you that the last
No,
day?
you have to say that to the teacher.
Oh, you confront the teacher violently.
You have an F.
Oh, yeah.
And you go up to him and go, let's just admit that none of this matters or is true, and it's just talking. It has no real consequences on anything.
Yeah.
And he goes, changes that F to an A. And he goes, you did it.
You passed the
You
test.
passed the test. And then you're out
I
there
wish, man.
talking gibberish.
Yeah.
You know, what is a table?
Yeah.
Imagine walking in and just hearing that class. And this is our philosophy
Well,
class.
dude,
What is a cup?
that's what a lot
Are
of it
you
is.
drinking out of a cup?
Well,
I have a cup. and
You
you're-
had to take 2 philosophy classes at school. So everybody had to take these classes. Dude, people were just like, they were furious. So many of these kids, like, this is so dumb. I used to hear them just like,
How could you
complain.
not just be that whatever grade he gets, you go, what determines what you think what this by grade I should get? How do you know what I should be learning or what I did or did not learn? Like, why couldn't you do all that?
I got real lost in that question.
Exactly. Well, that's philosophy's
that's
whole
all
thing.
part of it. Yeah.
But if he goes, here's an F, and you go, how do you give me an F and not an A? What if an F is an A? Who are you to tell me what I've learned about this philosophy class? What
That's
do
a
you
good
know?
point.
Do you have philosophy figured out? Because either you know philosophy and have it figured out, or you don't. Or
Yeah.
maybe you know no philosophy, and maybe you're the least qualified to teach philosophy. But you have the audacity to give me an F. Based on what?
I
How
think
could you not, right? Would that not work?
I think Aaron just didn't go to class.
That was a big part of it. Yeah, for some of the classes.
It's just a little bit like your
that I
bowling
didn't
class.
Do well. You know,
You
you can
didn't go to
change an F
philosophy?
to an A with one line.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I did.
So why? I didn't think it needed to be said. I think everybody got that. But if, so Aaron, this is how Aaron. Everybody listening, this is what Aaron thinks of your intelligence. This is Notre Dame right here. He thinks we don't know. You can change. Hey, everybody like us, we've been changing F's to A's a long time, man. Like before we get home, we go, look, it's an A.
Yeah.
Why is it a different ink? I
Uh-huh.
don't know. You know, her ink thing ran out when she was doing it.
Yeah.
This week, did you have anything?
A funeral.
Oh yeah.
Did you decide on your groomsmen's gift?
I did. And I
Okay.
want to thank everybody that reached out, and a lot of people messaged me that had like engraving services, and they had a lot of great ideas. I ended up getting
Went with none of their ideas.
no, it was just a time thing because they were messaging me, and I was like, I have to ship them what I want and whatever. So
Yeah.
it just would have taken long. I feel like y'all are gonna make fun of me for what
I
I
hope
ended
so.
up doing,
I
but
bet we
I
are.
got them. I got everybody rare.
Flask.
No, baseball cards for a player like relevant to them or our relationship. Like went and found old rookie cards and autograph cards and got them framed up.
Yeah.
Something a little different, but
Yeah.
but it was interesting to me to kind of go through and find players that I thought they would relate to, and hopefully it's something that increases in value over the years. What's that? Yeah.
Like what? Like one? Could you name one? Could you say one or?
Yeah, sure. For my brother, I got a Bo Jackson 87 rookie card.
Legit rookie card.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Framed up.
was he a Bo Jackson fan or?
No, well.
Is he black?
My actual brother.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Your actual brother. You're like, you go. I think this is obvious. Why I got you this.
No, just for like sappy reasons, but there are traits in both of them.
Yeah, okay.
That have the same traits
cool.
that I admire. I don't know. I felt like something different to me.
The way he ran up that wall and ran back down that wall reminded me of just all the hurdles you had to go through over life.
No,
something like that.
No, that would be a stretch, but it was a little more, a little better than that. Maybe.
When he got injured, his career was cut short. That reminded me of all the potential you left out on the table.
Like Bo Jackson, you are a what if story.
You could have been the best of this family, but you were injured and riddled with whatever.
Yeah,
I think that's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I've started collecting baseball cards.
Do they know already, or
no?
So now they will.
Well, none of them listen to this.
Yeah,
but, no, I think my brother does. But they'll find out eventually. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different, and then they can put it up on a.
Yeah, it's in a nice display type thing. The baseball card market is insane. You can't find baseball cards anywhere.
Did you have to change anybody up because you couldn't find the original one you wanted?
Yes, a few.
Or afford it?
For sure. Some are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
If you go get a Mike Trout rookie card, they're like cheap as you can find is $2,000.
Oh, wow.
For a rookie card from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's insane. Target stopped selling them because people were having fights and they were storming the shelves. It's pretty crazy, man.
I was a huge baseball card collector as a kid.
Yeah?
I still have them all.
Oh, yeah? You ever gone back and...
Yeah.
I went back recently. I did not buy this when he played. Yeah. I bought this at an auction. It was just a box for cheap, and I went through them. It was a Roger Maris rookie card.
Oh, nice. Wow.
And, I mean, it's not worth like a ton, but, it's depending on who you talk to, a few $100s.
Is it in pretty good condition?
It's not in mint condition, but it's in good condition.
Yeah. Like Roger Maris. It's like Roger Maris would be the rookie card you have. It's like a perfect. It's not Mickey, man. It's like, I mean, he had the home run record. It's like it's like a very funny. Where you're like, yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah.
That was my go-to thing though when we would be at the checkout line with my mom. Pack of Topps baseball card. I'd get that over candy.
Yeah.
If they still sold them, I'd still do it at the checkout line.
Well,
Would you get the gum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're like $50 a pack if you find them. They're $50 a pack. I remember when they used to be $1.50 or $1. Yeah. Or a Buffalo nickel.
I was done collecting them when they were $1.
He got out of it. He goes, "What are these crazy? These ain't gonna go that high." Yeah. Baseball cards. It would be curious to see. I don't know if I have any. I mean, I did. I collected them too.
Yeah, it's a fun nostalgia thing.
It is a fun.
It is. Yeah, remembering all these players and it's cool.
Yeah. So this week, we are going to talk about theme parks. We talked about carnivals and stuff or fairs.
Yeah, a little bit.
World's fairs. Yeah. World's fairs. So we said, what about theme parks? So here we are. I'm pretty interested in theme parks. Though.
Are you big theme park guys?
I am. I like going. I mean, I'm probably getting a little more scared of riding rides than I was. I was better at it. if I can get it's hard when you have a kid because you want your daughter, like I don't want her to be scared. I think I got scared of riding rides. One was the Nashville Fairgrounds. I don't know if I told this story. Remember that white roller coaster they had at the fairgrounds?
Yeah.
That thing is what scared me from riding roller coasters because something would fall off of it regularly. I mean, if you went, you would see a piece, like you would just see something kind of go down, and you're like, "Is that good that that's down?" And it would make you. It was just like not put together good. And so I remember going to that as a kid, and I remember I think we rode it, and then then my mom. I think my mom was like, because my dad would always want us to go, and my dad always tell my mom that she's the one that made us scared. Because then when we were, my daughter's age 8, 9, 10, 11, like my dad would want to ride a ride, and we were like, no, none
Yeah.
of us are riding these rides.
Yeah.
And I did get better. I've ridden a lot of rides. Or the big one we rode was the Beast at Kings Island. We'd go to Kings Island. The Beast was the longest wooden roller coaster in the world. I don't know if it is now, but I remember my dad said we'd always go. He's like, if you ride this roller coaster, I'll let you buy something, whatever you want.
Oh, interesting.
And I mean, it's so funny that like my daughter now, like she just knows she's going to get something.
Yeah.
So there's no real reward.
Yeah.
Like,
Incentives
you're
don't
just-
work like that at all because I'll get it eventually.
I mean,
Yeah.
to buy something growing up, they just couldn't afford. Like
Yeah.
my parents, going to it was enough. We'd always have to go out of the park to eat.
Yeah.
You'd always have to bring your own lunch, and like you see I mean, there's so many things. This is why I do spend money. Like if I go to a park now, just because like growing up, which I might actually say this in a part of a joke, because growing up I didn't do it, so I might bail on what I was saying because it actually might fit in a spot.
Uh-huh.
But but yeah, we would always have to go out and like eat, and I just remember wanting to just I just want to buy the food that's in there,
Yeah.
and I have a big thing with that everywhere. If I go to Disney World now, like I'm like, we're eating here, we're eating inside. So my daughter's getting the rewards of me getting no rewards,
Yeah.
in the fact that
Oh, that's
I
funny.
will, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
You
funny,
got
whatever.
nothing.
Write
so
all
your-
this stuff.
You got
down.
nothing,
Yeah.
so your daughter gets everything.
Yeah.
This is
Uh,
the Beast right here. Looking at it, it's the longest wooden roller coaster in the world.
Yeah. I wasn't I've never been a big roller coaster guy. I was
Mhm.
always too scared of them. But growing up, the only place we'd ever go was Opryland.
Yeah.
Did you ever make it Opryland?
No, it was Opryland was gone by the time I moved here.
Yeah, it closed in '97, so you'd have been young.
I'd have
wouldn't
been
you?
very young.
But they had a ride. This is one of the old rides there, the Wabash Cannonball. Do you remember that, Nate?
Oh yeah, I worked there.
And it went upside down.
Yeah.
And when we went once, it was me and my sister and my cousin, and I was probably about 10, and he was 8. Which at that age, that's a huge difference because the
Yeah.
10-year-old's supposed to be so much ahead of that
Yeah.
year-old. And my sister, who's 5 years older than me, wanted to ride it, and I was scared to do it. I couldn't do it, and my 8-year-old cousin was willing to do it, and it was such a pride versus fear
Yeah.
Yeah.
moment for me because I'm 2 years older than him. I should be the big brave guy,
Right.
Yeah.
and I just couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
chickened
And
out.
The fear won.
You never rode it?
Fear. I did later, but not that particular
Yeah.
day. I
Yeah.
just fear won out, and they went and rode it and got off and loved it.
Yeah.
But I was just too scared to do it. Just
Yeah.
the going upside down part just was too much
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, Opryland was awesome. Oh yeah, well, seeing this.
At the Wabash.
I worked there. My first job I believe I ever had, and I remember my mom dropping me off to where I went and got my uniform, and I checked in, and they gave me a broom, and I would just
what did
walk
you
around.
do? Was it just
I was a
cleaning up?
sweeper.
Yeah.
Like I never got to where like you got to send people off on a roller coaster, but yeah, I remember this roller coaster. It's so crazy to me that they tore this down. I don't know why.
You talking about Opryland in general?
Yeah.
Was it prime real estate? Where was it?
No, I mean the mall's there now.
Oh, it was where
It's
the
where
mall
the mall
is now.
is.
Okay.
You know, I read a little bit about it, why they did it, and I mean, I never read a good reason. One, it said when Dollywood came in, it took away a lot of people from this part of the country.
Yeah.
And then Six Flags opened, I think, in St. Louis or something like that.
Yeah.
So regionally, when it first opened, Opryland was the only theme park
Oh.
even close. And then they took some people. The real estate, it's in between the Cumberland River and Briley Parkway.
Yeah.
So they couldn't really expand that much. They expanded as far as they could go.
Yeah.
And I think they just finally decided
Wow.
to bail on it.
Wow.
Yeah. It was Hangman. You remember Hangman?
Mhm. But that came along right at the end.
That came right at the end, and it was a roller coaster. You hung your feet like hung like so you're sitting, and like in a like in
Oh my
a swing,
gosh, yeah.
basically, and that was like a big deal because that we'd never seen anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
and so that was the last thing that came. But Opryland was just such a good. It was a very original park, like it's country music and all this kind of stuff. I mean, Dollywood is that now. But why would they not just make Dollywood just be that? Like that's Dollywood's great though. Dollywood's awesome. But it's just, it's 2 hours away. It was like
Yeah.
Opryland. It was, I was a sweeper. I did whatever. I was 15 years old. So
You're just doing whatever they need.
yeah, maybe I think $3.25 an hour
Hmm.
was the pay minimum wage.
I remember when the Grizzly River Rampage came.
Yeah.
I was into it because that's not a roller coaster.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a whitewater raft, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with getting wet. I just
Yeah.
didn't want to
Yeah.
go fast and
Would
high.
you go down to Old Mill Screen?
I'm thinking about, is that the Flume Zoom?
No. It was the one that was like kind of like you set all the way down and you go down this hill and then you would stand at the bridge and everybody gets
Oh
splashed.
yeah.
You would do that hill?
I would do that. I mean, a little bit, maybe not when I was a kid, but when I got a little bit
Yeah,
older. I remember you'd be there someday, hot days. You love getting splashed.
Oh yeah,
by the
kids
water.
just get crushed. They're my daughter does pretty good with rides. Grizzly River Rampage is great, and then she does good with she would do that. She rides this Jurassic World ride at Universal, and it's a roller coaster, and she's done it there and somewhere else. And it was one that I told her. She goes, I want to ride it. This is when I talked about it in my special. It was the trip I got claustrophobia from the
Yeah.
Simpsons ride. And then we go ride. She goes, I want to ride Jurassic World. And Jurassic World is, everybody knows it, Universal, or it's a roller coaster that's with Jurassic Park stuff. And she goes, I want to ride that. And I go, no way. Like, I want her to ride everything, but I was like, there's no way she's going to ride this ride. Maybe it's a water ride.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a water ride. And so she goes, no, I want to ride it. And I was like, no. And she was like crying because she wanted to ride it. And I'm like, she gets scared of like some stuff. And then I was like very surprised that she wasn't being scared of this. So I went and rode it. I was like, let me just go see what it is first.
Yeah.
And then I rode it. And then I was like, all right. I was like, if you want to ride it, ride it. And that was actually the moment where I was like, oh, this claustrophobic thing's not going away.
Oh, yeah.
Because then they shut that thing down and the whole ride, I was like feeling it there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, ugh. But it was, she loved it. It was good and fun. And yeah, it's a pretty cool ride.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I looked up the top. Travel and Leisure just did the best theme parks in the country.
Mhm.
They're all the ones you would expect. Is Disney World and Universal, are they connected?
I don't think so.
They're just
I think you
close.
can buy they're just close. I think you can buy a package and it can go,
It's weird they set up shop in the same city though.
Well, I mean, I think they're friends. They're they're close.
Well, I mean, this 7 out of the top 8
Are-
theme parks in the country are either Universal or a
Wow.
Disney.
No,
Yeah,
no
I think
Six
Universal is
Flags
like
in that mix?
Nickelodeon, because when you go to like Disney World, Universal, I believe would be you see all the Nickelodeon stuff like Doc McStuffins
Mhm.
was we would go. That's where if we wanted to when she was into Doc McStuffins, which is cartoon, if we wanted to see those things, we had to go to Universal, and those were a big deal for her to see.
Well, just a few of the top ones. They listed Magic Kingdom #1, which I have been to that. Universal's Island of Adventure #2.
Where's that at?
I thought I had it on here, but now I don't see it.
I got it.
It's got the new Velocicoaster scheduled to open next month, and a Harry Potter themed.
It's
These
in
were- dude,
Orlando.
Oh,
Yeah.
Orlando. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I've been there. These roller coasters, I think, are going to get nuts. I think it's about to get nuts, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just going to keep getting. They're going to get crazier and
Crazier.
crazier.
Disney's Animal Kingdom. is third. I thought I had the location on here, but it's got the world of Avatar and Avatars stuff.
Yeah.
Now,
You
do
been
you
that?
find that
Yeah, I have been to that.
do you find that
I've-
going to these places with your kid kind of it's a different level of enjoyment for you?
Yeah, it's the best. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the whole fun of it. Especially our whole family goes, and
Yeah.
we went with my brother's kids, who his oldest is, oh man, I think she's 13 now. But so we took her when she was 5, and before Harper was born, or any of that, and so yeah, that was the enjoyment. They believe this stuff's real. Like they're sitting there, that's sitting. I mean, Disney's unreal,
Mhm.
and it's it's Cinderella's castle, and you're seeing this little girl that's like that's where Cinderella lives. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah, there's nothing better than that. I mean, that's one of the greatest moments I'll probably remember forever. Is just in taking my daughter, which now she's like a little bit. Now it's a little more fun along for the rides. I can probably get her on a little more stuff. We can ride some more things than we used to be able to ride.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, when I was first taking her to meet the princesses,
Yeah.
and like you're going in and to do it, when you go in to see them be very excited and all this stuff. I mean, it's it's unbelievable.
You used to have a joke about that.
Uh,
About your friends say, "Don't take your daughter to Disney World."
yeah. Yes. Yeah. But don't you want to waste your money?
Yeah.
Like
Because you won't remember it.
because you don't
years from now.
remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like you're taking them because you're like, she can't believe this is real. What we did is like when she was 2, we were living in LA. We would just go to the free part, which was like, outside of the park where they have all the stores. It was like, just go there
Mhm.
because she's 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then she gets to go into the store and see all this Disney stuff, and you're just kind of look at all this Disney instead of like spending all the money to go to Disneyland.
Mhm.
It was like just go walk around this thing. She's too young to get it,
Yeah.
and then to really want to see. You can't do much like when they're that little. Like they they want to meet the princesses. You're basically just going and meeting people all
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Just going to look at stuff, essentially.
You're kind of looking at stuff.
Yeah.
They have, they had some great stuff in Disney World where they had this game that you played. It was a map, and you had to go find stuff throughout the park. That was a very fun thing to
So
do.
it's a whole day.
It's
a
a
whole day.
it's a whole day,
Yeah.
and but there's a lot. But with a kid, you're not just like. I think if you got I mean, look, a lot of girls are riding these rides too, and they love it. But all my friends that have boys, I mean, it's like,
Mhm.
they're just it's a bunch of dudes and they're
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just running to roller coasters.
Mhm.
And so you're just riding. You're like, boom, we got to run here, run here. Like
Yeah.
my buddy Doug, who did our song at the beginning of this podcast, but he's got 2 boys, and so his boys are just they're like ready to roll,
All
dude. Like,
about
and
it.
they
Yeah.
and so like he goes. I mean, I think they have to kind of map it out to
Mhm.
go like be like, all right, we got to hit this ride, this ride. They want to ride every ride, and then so it depends on who's into rides and not.
Do you get that level of excitement as an adult ever again, or do you just have to get older and then live it again through kids?
I think you live it again through your kids, but there's people that are there's people that just go to Disney World that are obsessed with Disney World.
Yeah, that are adults, just like
That are
adult
adults.
couples.
And I don't always completely mind. Like sometimes people always make fun of those people.
Mhm.
Like it's couples that don't have kids, but they just go to Disney World because they love it so much. I mean, we're talking about baseball cards. I don't know what's the difference of that. Like
that's more ridiculous,
yeah.
probably. Yeah.
yeah, and then so I think I could see you going. Like it's a great vacation. The stuff's all kind of there. It's easy to do. There's a lot of rides, but even if you don't ride the rides, like you could go and I don't know, you could walk around, and have a pretty fun day, and
Yeah.
just eat a bunch of garbage, and
Uh-huh.
it's fun. Like, but I think you definitely live through it through your
Yeah,
kids. I
yeah,
mean, going to
yeah.
see them see this stuff for the first time is pretty spectacular. I mean, when they go meet Elsa, and we got to go with the Frozen craze, which was unbelievable. Like it's these 2
Still big, right? Isn't
still
that the
it's
big?
it's still big, but it was nice to be able to go. She was at the age, which I'm sure every generation has their person, but she was at the age where Elsa and Anna and Frozen, and Frozen was such a good movie, and it was so we got to go like see all that stuff.
Trying to think of who that was for me. Probably SpongeBob. When I was
Yeah,
real
so I
young.
miss
Yeah.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob was after you.
I know people always talk about SpongeBob. Like
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was pretty big when I was
yeah.
2nd, 3rd grade. around that age.
Yeah.
It's pretty much everywhere.
You mentioned the Disney princesses. I was reading a site that this is like on Reddit where Disney employees share, personal stories and
Yeah,
stuff. And they
yeah.
said if you're playing one of the 90s Disney princess characters, don't be surprised if newer cast members don't want to sit with you. So they have a break room there. And they said it's like high school cafeteria. And if you're Elsa or Anna, you do sit on one side and you don't even make eye contact with the old characters, Mary Poppins and Snow White. Like Mary
Yeah.
Poppins and Snow White are the old people now. They don't want to, and they're not cool.
But it's not like they're old. It's like a young person being them, right?
It is, but I guess do kids think Snow White? Does your daughter like Snow White?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
she
yeah.
does.
Yeah, you show all those movies. We met Snow White. She loves Snow White. I mean, hers favorite have always been that and Tiana.
Yeah.
And I think that's her name.
But do
Tiana.
they? So the theory being the older people or the older characters resent the people who get to play the younger, cooler, hipper characters.
Meredith? Yeah, she like Meredith, which is brave. I'm trying to
Wow.
name it. Yeah.
Meredith. That didn't
Meredith
sound,
Vieira?
That didn't sound like a real
Yeah.
Meredith Vieira.
Yeah.
Big Meredith Vieira fan.
Janet.
Yeah.
Janet
We
Yellen.
go see. Janet's always working though. She's always tough to get.
Man.
She's annoyed when you come there. What? And you're like, "Hi, Janet. We saw your thing." She's like, "It was a commercial." And you go, "I know, but we're big fans of the commercial. So do you mind if we take your picture?"
Flo from Progressive.
You want to go meet the flow part of the section?
That'd be a great theme park.
A commercial.
Just commercial characters everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I bet it probably not, but it's if like you just go in. I mean, that's just like the people that watch TV more than anything in life itself.
Yeah, it'd be great,
mean,
dude.
yeah.
You got the Verizon guy walking around.
Yeah, I don't know if people will be walking around that theme park. You're gonna need some one of those motorized walkways. There's gonna be a free for all on wheelchairs that you drive.
Yeah. You got Wilfred Brimley doing it. Yeah, on the
I mean, I'm
diabetes.
just saying
Yeah.
all of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Anybody that would go to a theme park that's commercials, you're watching TV so much
Yeah,
that you're not getting up.
right.
And so it's just like a theme park that's their whole thing would be like you drive 4-wheelers around.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, why?" There it goes, because these people ain't walking around,
No,
dude. These
they're
people
not
are
going anywhere.
just in line. They scoot up into McDonald's.
Yeah,
Just
they're in line.
everything's a drive-through.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
to go get all their food.
It's like a reverse mortgage stand.
Yeah,
there for all these
it's all just yeah.
So there's a lot of crazy theme parks that, there's a lot of Bible-based. I'm not saying that's crazy, but just unique, different
Yeah, sure.
theme parks. Dollywood obviously has one. If there was a Nateland,
Oh, Nateland
Theme park.
I think you'd go to McDonald's and your burger's already got a bite out of it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Iced coffee and milk.
Iced coffee and milk.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
The Wheeze and the Worried.
The Wheeze and the
Oh,
Worry.
yeah,
Could be a ride.
The clocks would be 10 minutes fast, so you're always worried that you're late. That's the
Is that something you do?
no, you're worried. I'm saying.
Oh, that's
so,
the
like,
Worried ride.
It brings not
I
the worried
see.
ride, like it's just in
Oh, the
general.
whole-
podcast is just you're kind of like, oh my god, we're gonna miss our reservation. Everything just makes you're just kind of worried the whole day
Oh, I see. Yeah.
because you always kind of forget about it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. What
yeah,
else?
it's pretty good.
Yeah. It could be a Nateland.
It could be a Nateland.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
I mean, a gout foot. Something.
we just check people out for their gout. It's not even a ride. It's
Just
just
a medical stand.
it's like how they do vaccines at a drive-through. Like we're gonna just a gout tent, and you're like, oh, is this like a fun ride? You go, no, literally, we think gout's a bigger problem than people realize, and we just gotta you guys you just pull up and your foot's just out the window, and a guy just starts poking it with a pin, and he's like, I think you're good. Got a little hangnail there, but besides that, I'd get on. And you go, thank you. We check you for gout before you come in. That's your ticket. If you get 20, if you got gout and can prove it, 20% off.
You get that negative gout test.
You got a negative gout test to get in.
Yeah.
You could have a serpentarium where there's always a crocodile that gets out.
Yeah,
Oh man.
you could have that'd be pretty good if you have a theme park based on jokes. This
All
could
your
be. What
jokes.
if we do it?
Yeah.
I got a long way to go.
Some tigers.
But if I can start and call it Nateland is good.
Yep. Already got
Alright.
a head start on it.
Got a head start.
Could be where Opryland is. Bulldoze Opry Mills out there
Yeah.
where you grew up.
Do Nateland.
Yeah.
It's all based on your comedy. You'd have to have some awesome rides.
Yeah.
But then like a comedy theme park where you have comedy shows. Doing my dad,
Magic.
make him do 4 shows a day.
Just put
I'll
him
just
to work.
make him to work. He goes, how much you get paid? Nothing. You get 20% off of your food. They get not even.
It's better than a lot of
Yeah.
clubs.
That's what I'm gonna make him do for making us not be able to eat in the park. He goes, well, can I buy food? It's cost more. You got to go eat in your car, like what
Right.
you made us do when we were children. And that's a ride. Is people just go follow my dad out and have to eat in the car with
That's
him.
right.
Yeah, that's one of the rides.
Then he leaves the car door open.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Oh, and the food saying everything's hot.
Yeah.
I had a dog get loose at Opryland.
Yeah, you told that story.
Yeah.
And I forgot what happened though. It was okay?
I think so. Yeah, they found him. He was pretty upset. The family was not thrilled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. It could be like people could say, what is some fun Nateland rides?
I think it's more.
Yeah.
We could do a Krispy Kreme challenge.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That would be like the Nathan's
Hot dog.
hot thing.
Yeah.
They could do it like once a year. We do the Krispy Kreme challenge. And that's our big
Yeah.
weekend for us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a big weekend.
July 4th weekend,
Yeah.
typically. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we do Krispy Kreme.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dead horse.
It's just dead horses
Yeah.
laying around.
Yeah. That's a game. You got to guess which one's dead, which one's awake.
Yeah,
But
which
they're
one's just
all
sleeping?
dead.
But
That's
they're
what-
all dead, yeah. The hard part is 4 of them will be dead. And then the one you go, well, that one's alive. It's walking around. You go, I know it's pretty tough to get him to lay down, to be honest. The game would go better if he would lay down, but the fact that he gets up and walks, it's dead giveaway.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, the other one's asleep. You're like, no, they're dead. You could make it like in one of the games,
Yeah. Yeah.
a dead or
Yeah. Some time travel rides.
Yep.
yep.
There's
Go
all
back in
kinds of
time.
stuff. There's a mountain that you have to climb, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mount Rainier.
Yeah. But they give you stuff you have
It's
to
a
carry.
ride.
They give you, yeah.
Mount Rainier would be all
It's just walking
Yeah.
up a big mountain.
You gotta leave all your leave everything down. You get up there, there's babies up there.
yeah. The babies up there throwing them away.
Yep.
Yeah. We ran out of stuff pretty quick.
Trying to go.
Just going through. You got to go through every joke.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have to everything be every joke. But yeah, I'll make my own Dollywood. Nateland.
Yeah.
She did it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why can't a comedian do
She
it?
was the only one on this. I said 7 out of the top 8 were either Universal or Disney. She was the only one. Dollywood was number 6.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What was the list? Just read through them. Just speak on here.
All right. So,
You read 2.
all right.
Got a top 10 list. Here's the first 2. Then we're gonna move on.
I think I read 3. Well, usually I feel like I get bored with when I start listening to these things.
Well, then maybe just do 5.
Universal Studios Florida is number 4.
Yeah.
It's got The Simpsons and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Universal
Right.
Studios.
Claustrophobia.
Oh, that one?
Yeah. That's the the
No,
one.
that's a ride at Nateland. They just
Yeah.
trap you in this box.
claustrophobia.
It just gets smaller and smaller,
Yeah.
and you see how long
Oh.
you can last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People leave with real traumatic.
You leave with real problems. Yeah.
We get you 0.25 Xanax as you walk out. Get you addicted to. We're run by Big Medicine. What do they call it?
Big Pharma.
Big Pharma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
That's who
Farm.
sponsored it.
Big Farm.
Well, we got a big farm section. We're brought in by all the big stuff. Big Pharma, Big Farm.
It could be a ride where you just unpack a Helix mattress.
Yeah, just watch it.
yeah.
Yeah, Walmart stuff.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot there.
Yeah.
Number 5, Universal Studios Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been any of these. Dollywood 6. Disneyland in Anaheim 7.
Mm-hmm. How about Twitty City in Hendersonville? Is that on there?
It is not. I looked up Twitty
I
City
used,
though.
I used to drive by Twitty City
Yeah,
all the
There's
time.
a baseball team. Twitty City was all my friends played for Twitty City.
Mm-hmm.
They had a baseball league there.
Yeah, it was like we're all the really good. I think it was a kind of a traveling kind of thing, but it's such a good name.
Yeah.
Twitty City.
Yeah, it's great.
And that was, I mean, now it's Huckabee Studios.
Oh, that's where he does his show.
Yep.
Mm.
There.
But it was just kind of like like the Lifestyle of the Rich and the Famous. You just drive through and see where Conway Twitty's all this stuff was.
No rides.
No,
Yeah.
nothing like that.
It's a neighborhood.
With a catchy name.
Aaron might not know what a theme park is.
No, I looked it up, Aaron.
Okay.
Because I wasn't sure either. Silver Dollar City in Branson's number 9.
Probably should have started at 10, huh?
Yeah. Disney Adventure Park number 10. This is the
You don't
Avengers.
really know how to give charts out. And you go, all right. What have you been waiting on? Top 10 theme parks. Start at number 1. And then you get. Is this just in America?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't think you would want to hear more than a couple, so that's why I started at the top. But number 10, Disney Adventure Park, June 4th, which is what, next week?
Yeah, coming up.
The Avengers campus opens. It's like a new section there. It's supposed to be really big.
Wow.
So, and then it gets
Like
into
we're sponsored for. Use code Nate when you go. Just when you go buy tickets for it. Just as you go in, go Nateland podcast, and then they charge you more.
Kentucky Kingdom in Louisville is number 21.
Do you have all right? You have them all.
I have 25.
Go
I'm
up
not
to
going to read
100.
them, but I thought
Yeah.
I thought you might be interested in Kentucky Kingdom.
Keep going till you hit
because
Vision Land and
is
Birmingham.
Kings Island on there?
No,
No.
it's not. Cedar Point's number 24.
Cedar Point's got the highest roller coasters.
Yeah, I thought that'd be higher because they're pretty proud of what they got up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But 24,
I don't know what. I mean, that's just
it's
one.
not too great.
It's just one thing.
Well, I'd take it as gospel
Yeah.
for sure.
So at Kings Island, they have a ride called the Racer,
Yeah.
and it kind of helped put roller coasters back on the map. I guess roller coasters were big back in the 30s and 40s. Then they kind of went away.
A bunch of people died probably.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
And then in the 70s, an episode of the Brady Bunch, they went to Kings Island and
oh,
rolled
yeah.
the Racer.
I thought this was the step-by-step roller coaster.
Yeah. I've done this roller coaster. Yeah, and you race, which is the theme of it. It's called the racer.
How do you affect how fast you go? Do you just lean forward?
It's just red and blue, and they're just racing. I mean, I think it's just the general idea that you're on a roller coaster.
Is it not a tie every time though?
I don't think so. Probably not. I'm sure it's just different. I'm sure it's like more weight or more whatever.
Okay.
I don't know if
you
anybody
don't
really.
lean-
ca-
you don't
yeah, I
lean
don't think
forward.
it's like a big. I don't think anybody cares. It's like
Yeah.
you're just on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Kings Island is where we would go. Kings Island is a cool park. Yeah.
This guy, Don Helbig, has set all kinds of Guinness World Records for roller coasters. They finally hired him as the public relations manager at Kings Island. So that's a good move. He's rode the Racer over 12,000 times.
Wow.
I mean, how do you even have? I mean,
He was working for the
do you know
Cincinnati.
how many times 12,000 is?
Yeah, 12,000.
Yeah.
For sure, dude. It's a lot.
That's a
Boom.
lot of times.
He was working
I
for
it
the
is.
like that.
Yeah, that fist bump. You didn't care for that one. He doesn't know when to do them. Trying to give you one in there. One last fist bump of freedom before you get your life snatched from you. I mean, 12,000 is kind of insane.
How long is this roller coaster? It's like probably 90 seconds. That's
Yeah,
about right?
That one
right?
said watch 3. That video you're gonna say 3 minutes, but say it's a minute.
Yeah. 12,000 minutes.
How long is that?
This guy, he worked for the Cincinnati Reds, and Major League Baseball went on strike in '81, so he just started riding roller coasters. And he set the single-day record with 97 rides in one day. And then he broke his own record with 111 rides. And now it's currently 112.
By him?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I wonder if that's all you can jam in.
I don't know.
That's
Do they-
8.8 and a third days
Of
of riding on that thing.
of
Yeah.
the minutes.
Yeah.
So you got to be just going straight for 8 days.
Mhm. 200 hours. Straight.
200 hours.
Yeah.
So it's 200 hours. So if you go do it, well, if they ever let you just stay on, I mean, you would have to go every day.
Yeah.
If you go every day, it's open and you ride it
Nonstop.
nonstop.
Wow.
But yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's you know, I mean, I guess it's cool. Like it's like you do all of that for him to go. I've got the world record for most roller coasters in a day, and someone goes, "Ah, it's crazy, dude."
Cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool, man. He goes, "Have you?" He goes, "I rode the racer over 12,000 times." And they're
Yeah.
like, "Where's it at?" Kings Island. They goes, "I don't know if I've heard."
Yeah, might have.
Is that in the top 25? No, it's not. Oh, it's not? Okay. He goes, yeah, you couldn't. He goes, yeah, hey, Disney ain't gonna let you ride something 12,000 times. You know what I mean? Like, there's a little more rules there. You got to Kings Island, which is a little dicey, where you can tip the kid to go, like, let me go 5 times.
Yeah, I'll just stay in it.
I'll just stay in it. And he goes, yeah, absolutely. I gave him $20. They let me ride it for 3 months straight. That's what you can't. You think you're gonna do that at Disneyland?
No.
You think at SeaWorld they're gonna let you just get in there? No, you got to go to a little dicier place. Where you go, can I touch Shamu? They go, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Go
Get
ahead.
in there,
I don't even
dude.
care about this job.
Yeah.
Are y'all water park guys?
I used to be.
Yeah. You might be getting back to it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
We used to do our family reunion in Evansville, Indiana, in a part of this complex. And it had like batting cages and mini golf and all this kinds of stuff. But there was a huge water park that was a part of it. I used to love that thing, dude. Slides and all these crazy rides that were probably so dangerous looking back.
Yeah.
With bumper cars. You ever done bumper cars on the water?
Yeah.
Where
Bumper
you're
boats.
just like inhaling gas.
They're called bumper boats.
Bumper boats.
Yeah. It's pretty common.
I've never done it.
There's one at Opry Mills that they Opry Mills that putt course, the Grand Ole Opry miniature course. They have bumper boats there.
All right.
Bumper boats are.
I'm not saying it cracked the top 25 list of places, but
I mean, they're everywhere.
It was a fun.
You've never seen bumper boats?
I'd not right offhand, no.
I mean, I've seen.
I mean, maybe I have.
Yeah. Well, they're just
take these little rides. There you go.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
Did you do like Nashville Shores and wave?
I mean, you described it as you were describing bumper boat, like you were like it's like bumper cars but on water.
I didn't remember the term that it was called, but that's we thought it was special, dude.
It is special. It is special.
My buddy Jake Gullidge, he I don't know if you guys ever met him.
I've heard of him.
Big guy, probably 6'3", at least 350.
Yeah.
There was a new water park opening in North Carolina. He took his son, like maybe the first week they were open. His son, probably 9, adopted, so he doesn't have Jake's frame. He's probably weighs 60 pounds maybe. They have this water slide that you go down where you ride I don't know what some type of float or something.
Yeah.
You go down, and then you go down in the water. They came down this slide, and he had so much weight in the back and his little son in the front. When they hit the water, it skipped because Jake was waiting down the back. It skipped all the way across the water, out of the water, across the pavement, and crashed into a fence right next to the road.
Yeah. He almost went in the road.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the fence, he'd have been on I-40.
Wow. Yeah.
And he was banged up.
Like wave country or whatever.
This was a brand new water park, and they'd probably never tested someone that size with someone in front of him that little.
Yeah.
And the velocity just caught it, and he skipped all the way across and left the premises.
Yeah.
Kept going
Did he have to
through a pavement.
Show his ticket to get back in.
They paid his medical bills for him. I mean, they freaked out.
Was he that hurt?
He was pretty banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was his kid all
His
right?
kid was fine. He said he kind of turned at the last minute to protect his kid from hitting the fence, but he took it head on.
Yeah. God.
There's a lot of stuff that happened. I mean, they have lifeguards and stuff.
I think if
you can't stop that.
No.
You always make sure somebody bigger than you is doing it first. It's a good rule of thumb.
Yeah.
You never want to be the biggest
Now
guy.
you got a lot of options.
Yeah.
The new Aaron.
You never want to be the biggest guy going down. I mean, like,
you Did it take you a while to find that guy?
Sometimes.
The old Aaron did, right? Not anymore.
He goes, no, y'all go ahead. I know you've been over here for like 4 hours.
Nah,
and
I'm
you go,
just-
no, there's a guy. He'll come. He's coming. I'm waiting for him. And then we just see you behind a guy that's just gigantic. And then you're like, you're just in the thing. You're like one skinny person in between that guy. And that's how we know, oh, it's Aaron's turn to go. Just this, he weighs 450 and you're finally behind him. You're just scoping out the bottom of the slide, just waiting to see
Cannonball.
nice big one come down, and you go, all right, I'll ride it.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Another thing I read on the Reddit was about Disney World. They let cats roam. Have you heard this? During the night? Feral cats, once they close up the park at night, roam all through it.
For rats?
Yeah, I mean, at first they just were there, and then they decided to keep them because they control the rat population. So there's like 50 of them that just roam the park at night.
How do they keep them out during the day?
I think they just sleep.
Nocturnal?
People do say they see them some, but I think they usually just sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Stay away from people.
Yeah, it's and a lot of people. Yeah.
So it's probably too much for them.
I don't know if I've ever seen a wild rat somewhere. I know New York, they're everywhere.
Oh,
I don't.
yeah.
I think I've ever just seen a rat like in the wild.
New York is wild, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they're everywhere.
Aren't they huge?
They're huge. One of my first jokes when I started comedy was about we lived in Chicago, and they would be in Chicago, and so they just knocked a building down next to our building, and we lived in we called it the Dugout, and it was a little basement apartment, me and Michael, and there would be a rat. The rats would, because they just went inside something, so they knocked this building down, so they all came into our apartment, and dude, you would hear them, and they were. I mean, dude, it was the worst.
What would
dude.
you hear them like walking around and?
Oh
or, like,
yeah, dude! Like get something out of the refrigerator. Like, I mean, they're just like they're
Just
you know,
make
cuts the
themselves at
TV
home.
on. You're like, oh god, he's watching West Wing, and then he turns it up. They can't hear as good as you think, and they're but they it was so they would be so big, and we were coming from here. I'd never have seen stuff like that, and I mean, we had like where our water heater was this little like what's the folding door that folds, like a closet door that you fold out, and so they would push that door open.
Are you?
Because they would, but so the water heater was like kind of had like behind the water heater was almost like just like a crawl space, and so they'd be there and they'd come in the house and they would just push. They'd come through the door. I mean, you have to push the door open. Like it's like that big. I remember I heard one time one under my bed, like you could just I'm asleep at night and you just hear like and it's there and you're like it's just under the bed.
Yeah. What do you do at that point?
I mean it
just wait it out.
That almost be enough to make you quit comedy. Just go. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Laura came and stayed with it when she came up to visit. I remember one day she's. We're trying not to bring up. We're like, hey, don't bring up that we have rats living with us.
Yeah.
And I mean, he'd bring. They brought these mouse traps, these rat traps. They're huge.
Yeah.
To get this rat. So one day, one of them gets it. We hear it, and so Michael runs in there, and Michael's like, we got a broom, and he's like trying to like get it, and he's trying to like sweep it over, and the rat's like not really on it. And then like it like goes and he's still alive. And dude, I mean, Michael just jerks back and just breaks the door. So now the whole part of the front door was like broken because it was like we thought this rat was dead and it's not. Because you got to just get it. They're like, what happens when you get it? You're like, well, you got to get it out. Like So I remember Laura came over and Laura's in the bathroom like getting ready. We're about to go out and I'm sitting in the living room and a rat just runs from my bedroom to Michael's bedroom. And then I just shut Michael's door and like left it in there because I was like, she was there and I didn't want her to know.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a rat. Like, to be like, do you see them a lot? You're like, I see them all the time.
They seem pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
In the place,
yeah. They're like
opening doors.
Yeah. Opening doors. Dude, it was terrible. Terrible.
Gosh, that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So there's been
Another
a lot.
ride at Nateland.
There you go. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Take you to the haunted house.
There's been a lot of rides where people have, been injured or something. One of the most famous was Fabio when
I think I know.
he opened this new ride. So this was in, I think, Virginia. And Yeah, I don't know. I'm losing it here, but it's called the ride's called Apollo's Chariot, and it's got a Greek god theme. So Fabio, he has the look, the hair, and the muscles.
Yeah.
Looks like a Greek god. So they brought him into Busch Gardens with women dressed in white robes to be like his goddesses. And then and this is not even when it hasn't opened yet. This is the test. This is media day. So all the media is waiting at the end of the ride. And Fabio, with all his beautiful women, are supposed to ride this thing. And then you may have to skip ahead a little bit, but he hits right there, I guess.
Yeah.
Right there's when it's gone bad. On the first turn, he hits a goose with his face,
Yeah.
breaks his nose, kills the goose.
Yeah. Yeah. How crazy is that?
Now, this is where all the media is just waiting, like, oh my gosh, how fun was it?
How was it?
And he comes riding in.
With blood all over his face. The women next to him aren't smiling anymore.
That's him telling about
That's
it.
amazing.
You don't see the goose hit him.
No.
But he's, man, that's crazy.
What was Fabio, by the way?
He was like a male model, and he was in some commercials and did a little acting.
Did they have books about him? Like, wasn't it?
Oh,
like,
yeah. He was on the cover of like romance novels.
Romance novels, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's famous enough to have a ride after him, huh?
Not named after him. He was just.
No, they just chose him.
They chose him.
Because he looked like
I thought
But
this was the Fabio ride.
He's got to be the most famous, like.
That guy?
Yeah. How old is he now?
He's 62.
Wow. Yeah, he's yeah, I don't know.
You had that in the holster,
someone read
dude.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
finally.
Last night I was like, I wonder how old Fabio is.
Yeah.
Finally, I came through.
The Bryantown podcast has been studying.
He's my favorite male model.
Yeah.
In my top 25.
Yeah, he's top 25 for sure.
I mean, he got super, super famous
Yeah.
off just really his looks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can name another male model.
Not like him. I mean, I don't know if I can name a
Marky Mark, but he
yeah.
became something else.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Cindy Crawford is even like female models.
Yeah.
I mean, Cindy Crawford. I guess there's a lot more.
But I feel like
I
I feel like he was a little bit like Jose Canseco. He was almost more of a joke than what he was, right?
I don't know. How's a
Maybe
Canseco a joke?
I mean, I think when the ball bounced off Jose Canseco's head, he was already considered like a dumb guy, and that like it would just be.
But they were the Bash Brothers. I mean, they were.
You're talking more about his mayoral campagn for. I can't remember where he ran.
Yeah,
for
like maybe
mayor.
after the. Yeah,
After
I mean,
his
they were
career.
the Bash Brothers. That was like the biggest thing on earth.
Yeah. All right. Maybe that's a bad example. Maybe now though. I mean, Jose Canseco on Twitter.
Now,
is,
yeah.
But I just remember when the ball bounced off his head.
Yeah.
People were like, "Of course, it'd be Jose Canseco."
Right.
And Fabio was a guy that everybody just kind of made fun of. I feel like Richard Simmons. He's another one of my favorites. He's in my top 25.
We stayed when I would taped the stand-ups on Netflix. We got an Airbnb, and it was like me, Dan Soder, Mike Vecchione, and where we rented this Airbnb, it was next door to Richard Simmons' house.
Yeah.
And this was in Richard Simmons. He might still be. Was not coming out of his house.
Yeah, he was missing for a while, like MIA.
Yeah, he was just locked in his house.
Oh, is that where you?
But we stayed in the house next door to it. We never saw him. We did look. I mean, I don't think we could really see like his gate or anything.
Look at that. He came back during the
Oh,
quarantine,
yeah.
but
There
he
you
was
go.
gone for 6 years.
He did his own quarantine.
Yeah.
That's funny. He goes, "All right, I'm coming back." They're like, "I actually need to go back in the house." Like that's I mean, he goes, "All right, it's been inside for 6 years. I'm starting new. What do we do today?" They go, "We need you to head right back in that house for one more year." I mean, that's how crazy is that?
I'm back. Get back inside.
Get back inside. Back inside now. Back away from the car. Adam Ray says.
Have you ever done the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
I don't know.
That's in Disneyland.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. How do I not remember this? I don't remember that unique of an experience to go. Have I been on a pirate ship before? Oh.
Is it a pirate ship?
Oh.
Well, I was just gonna say sometimes, especially for promoting a new movie, Johnny Depp will show up and play it the character himself.
Oh, yeah.
I think I sent you a video of him.
that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So I mean, so he freezes like he's I guess like a mannequin or whatever, and then when they get close, they realize it's really him.
Oh wow.
You may again have to skip ahead a little bit, but
Yeah.
Mhm. Fast forward. So it's one of these rides where like you go through a cave on a little boat, and it's all wax figurines, but it's actually Johnny Depp there.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
Pretty
think
that's
it's
amazing.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
And then
He's done it for Alice in Wonderland as well. They said.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. He
Yeah.
seems like fun. My dad did a show once for I think
For
Johnny
Johnny
Depp's
Depp?
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Met him. He came to the Magic Castle in LA
Okay.
and did a show. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He was just in the crowd, or was he?
I think his kid was there or something. There was a reason for that. There was something like that. I don't know. It's not like he was there, and I don't know if it was like, he's kind of his own kind of dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
yeah. He the World's Fair. We talked about that a little bit. They've had some crazy stuff happen at the World's Fair. The 1893 World's Fair in Chicago. There was a serial killer on the loose,
Mm.
and they just didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
It's
just
too
kept
late
doing it.
now, dude.
There's another ride on the Nateland. That's a ride that you don't have to. He goes, so what do you want me to do? He goes, just do you, dude.
This
Do
guy,
you?
yeah, this guy killed a bunch of people in Chicago that year, and they just kept it quiet.
Did
And
he
then-
have a name, or did?
yeah, H.H. Holmes.
Oh, I've heard of him.
He took him to the murder castle. That's what they called it. That
Why
wasn't
didn't
what
they
he
search there first?
Where should we look?
Yeah. What about the murder castle? You go, don't be ridiculous,
Come
dude.
on, dude. That's the first.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be that obvious.
Yeah, it's not going to be that. Oh, yeah.
And then 2 days before the World's Fair was to close.
Let's go to I Swear I'm Not There Castle. That's where we're going to go.
2 days before it closed, the mayor of Chicago got murdered, got assassinated. So they ended the closing ceremony. They had all kinds of problems with this World's Fair.
Just
That's why they go
people
to
getting-
Knoxville, because Knoxville goes, hey, we're a little bit calmer down here. They
Yeah.
go, all right, we'll give you the Sun Sphere.
Yeah. All these things debuted at all these world. It's kind of like a consumer electronic show for today
Yeah.
or something like that.
Like a big,
So,
big
wait,
science.
so
fair.
Chicago World Fair
Yeah.
happened, and a mayor was killed, and an active serial killer was walking
It
around.
was on the
Mhm.
loose.
And was he killing people at the
Yeah.
World Fair?
They think he lured some people away. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's responsible for dozens of deaths in Chicago.
And they just, can you imagine? The whole park could sue him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Babe Ruth, I just don't, but you could just sue, like you could go, they go, yeah, what's your complaint? For starters, I didn't care for the food, but besides that, I would just say the fact that you let a serial killer walk around, and they go, okay, that's a good complaint.
Yeah. That is fair.
That is fair.
Yeah. Well, it
Uh,
was one of the calmer weekends in Chicago, actually.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
weekend, I think it's actually pretty nice.
the Valentine's Day massacre that probably happened.
I think that was, not a few years later.
Yeah, a lot going on in Chicago at that point.
H.H. Holmes killed, some estimate, over 200 people.
Yeah, that's
He was-
total.
He was getting busy.
He traveled around.
We're not doing total. Yeah, don't be ridiculous.
Oh,
here.
not
It's
that
not
weekend.
total. Yeah.
That was-
Give me a break. This is what it is. This is like the guy that rode the racer. He's like, well, no, I didn't do it all in one day. Like, you're like, he goes, it takes a long time. 200. Is he the biggest ever?
I don't know.
Could it be that they let him roam for so long? Could that be how he apparently no one was trying to catch him? He died at 34. So
No.
30.
So the place he was taking him was the World's Fair Hotel, informally called the Murder Castle.
Mm.
Oh, because of him.
Yeah.
It's taken him to the World's Fair Hotel.
He was the subject of 50 lawsuits in Chicago alone. So there you go, Nate.
Yeah, he was sued over 50 times. It's so funny with this. Besides being a serial killer, Holmes was also a con artist. It's like, yeah, I assume he lied about
Yeah.
some stuff. Other than being a serial killer, he's a pretty straight up dude. Like if you asked him, "Did you kill this?" he would have said, "Yeah." No.
Yeah, you just couldn't probably catch these guys. Like how, just think,
How could you? Yeah.
Yeah.
you have to basically watch them do it.
Mm-hmm. He confessed to 27.
But they said they think he did
I think
200.
he did over 200, some estimate.
How could you do 200?
It's like that guy on the racer. Add up how long that would take.
Yeah.
I mean, longer than the racer.
Yeah.
200. I mean, you gotta. Are guns even like around?
Well, I wonder how he.
And then it's like, and he died at 34, so he probably got caught
Right, he was just hitting his
at
stride.
33,
probably.
32.
Coming
Yeah.
into his
So
prime.
when did he start? When he was 7?
He's a
Mhm.
prodigy.
1891 was he started. So he was okay.
Yeah,
He was
alright.
young. He got after it early. You know.
I mentioned last week President McKinley. He was the one that had the thing on his lapel, and he gave it to a little girl, and then he got shot. That was
Yeah.
at a World's Fair,
Oh
at
yeah.
the one World's Fair in Buffalo. And they have all these.
Maybe this is why the World's Fair stopped.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's just
I mean, I didn't know. We think it's like, oh, no one even wants to see that stuff anymore. You're like, no, everybody was getting murdered at these World's Fair. Like, we can't do them because too many people died.
They have all these things like the telephone, the television, all this stuff displayed at a World's Fair. Like it's
Okay.
kind of like where you see it before it comes to the public. At this World's Fair where McKinley was shot, the X-ray machine was on display, and someone suggested that we use this to try to find the bullet. This is different than the springs from
Yeah.
last week, but they just weren't up to speed on it. They're like, I just don't know. We don't know what kind of how it'll work, so they didn't use it, but they couldn't find the other bullet.
And he died.
And lighting, yeah, he did die. Lighting was just invented, the electric light bulb, and they had thousands of light bulbs outside the building, but none inside where they were working on him. So they had to use a pan to reflect sunlight onto the operating table.
And they had to operate right there.
Yeah, at the
And
World's
he
Fair.
died there.
I think he died a few days later, but they had to remove the bullet right then.
Yeah. And they have
Wow.
they have an X-ray machine and lights. But they put the lights outside by the sun. Like, so no one ever just said, well, you can't really see it. They go, yeah, I mean, we didn't even think about it, but
You imagine being the person that has to hold the pan to like reflect. the sun. Like,
Is
all
this
right,
good?
you got to keep it still, right there, right there.
You're in my eyes.
yeah. And then on it, you just see someone with a big hat. He's like, I think it's over this way. Like, he blocks it all. He's like, no, we're going to meet. And he's just in the way. Can you imagine being at the World's Fair? That's what's so crazy. It's like, so you're there, you're at another part of the section, and then you go, they just did surgery where everybody could watch on the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And you're like, where is that at? He goes, what were you doing? He goes, I was watching some show. Watching some of these
Three-legged man.
Yeah. I started talking to this bearded woman for quite a bit. See what she was about. You ever talk to her? And he's like, no, I was watching the president
Yeah,
of the
once again,
United States
president
have open heart surgery.
in the dark.
In the dark. That's what I was doing. He goes, again, I'm going to ask you, have you ever talked to a bearded woman? The bearded lady. She's got some stories.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I told her what was happening, and she goes, been there, done that, is what she said. That's what she said. I go, I hear the president is having open heart surgery, and we can watch, and it's free, no tickets.
Yeah.
And she goes, trust me, it's a waste of time. She goes, I didn't vote for that guy anyway.
So at the 1982 World's Fair in Knoxville,
Oh.
a couple of things that came out. Cherry Coke.
Wow.
That was the big
That's
thing.
still around.
Tide has turned on your feelings of
Uh-huh.
the Knoxville World Fair.
I'm saying, who loses light bulbs? Cherry Coke
And-
is still around.
Yeah.
The touch screen,
Wow.
Wow. What was the
Before the
touch
iPhone.
screen back then?
the iPhone. Well, it's the same thing where you can touch a screen and
Yeah.
drag it.
Yeah,
and gas.
I know what it
I think
is
Aaron,
conceptually,
Yeah.
but like what was using a touchscreen?
I think you deal with
1982?
Cherry Coke more than touchscreen. So it's
I had a Cherry Coke this morning.
Yeah, did you?
Cherry Coke Zero.
You answered your flip phone and said hello. I'm having Cherry Coke Zero. I know. That's pretty spot on.
Oh, that's great.
Knoxville Fair gets its revenge.
Yeah.
What were they touching?
I think it was just some big like TV screen.
Yeah,
Thing.
and stuff
There's
moved.
some like
Yeah.
medical
Yeah.
equipment back then,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
At I guess Disney has a water park as well, and have you been to that?
I don't know.
They tell the
I mean, I don't remember these landmark things. Have you seen the Statue of Liberty? I can't. Where is it at? I don't know if I've done these things.
they told all the employees in character, you have to stay in character. In the water Goofy, they told if you start to drown, we cannot remove your costume because it will upset the children. So we cannot perform CPR on you until the lifeguards carry you away.
Wow.
When was this?
So
I mean, this is one of those Reddit
Yeah.
confessions
Oh.
of Disneyland employees.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's true?
Yeah, that stuff though. You're going. I mean, you hope that's not true. I find it hard to believe that.
push comes to shove, they
you're
wouldn't
you're
just
going
do
you're going
it.
to let this guy die,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll do a couple more. Wilson County.
I'd like to see though. I've looked at like those princesses because they are unbelievable. They do such a good job, like the princesses.
Mhm.
And I think they appreciate what they do. I would hope. Like that's the thing that Disney does so good. You don't feel like they're annoyed that they're there. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
they truly give every kid its time. It's a pretty special.
Is it
thing.
super competitive, I bet, to get some of those roles?
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine. I mean, I think it's a good. I don't know at all, but I'd imagine it's a good job. And you got. I mean, do you when you go walk through there, these. I mean, I would always say if you ever want to feel what it would be like to be a beetle,
Yeah.
go be a Disney princess because you get mobbed. They can't even walk. They can't even like kind of poke themselves out like it's just everybody's like. "Arr."
Yeah.
It just goes over to them. So they can't just walk around like, they have to come out. Someone has to always kind of be standing near them. And I mean, if you're Elsa and Anna and, uh, what's the one, Laura or Harper likes the one with the long hair, Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Like Rapunzel was a big one that she loved. And
Meredith.
Meredith, Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd always be like, let's go see Jimbo. He's just a guy. It's a buddy of mine that used to work there. I told her it was a character. I go, it's an older movie. And he goes about a janitor. But you would go, they'd be very like, they have to kind of stay protected. Like, and they're in an air conditioned thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're like an older princess, I guess where no one cares about you, princess.
Right.
They just throw you out in the middle of it's 140 degrees, and you got to go walk around just getting mobbed. What are you? People just asking you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's a good old princess that's like. You're like one of the stepsisters of Cinderella. You
Yeah.
just got to go out and tell people where the bathroom is. Like you're just, like just no one cares. You just. Yo, where's the John? And she's like, it's over there. That's all right. Yeah, it's over.
Weren't they called the ugly stepsisters? Isn't that what they're
Oh
called?
yeah, it's not.
It's
I mean,
not very
talk
flattering.
about you go in there wanting to be Cinderella, and they go, "You ever thought about the stepsister?"
Talk about the ugly stepsisters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what
Oh
we
yeah.
call them.
I thought that's what you were asking for. I think you're, and I'll be honest with you, that might be a stretch. I don't know if you looked in the mirror, sweetheart, but
Mirror on the wall.
mirror on the wall. We might have to do something a little costume. You ever thought about Goofy? And she goes, Goofy could be fun. She goes, just heads up, you have a heart attack or anything, we leave you to die. Just so go ahead if you want to ride. You're basically you're going off to war.
Yeah.
You get hit by a car, good luck.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
You're on your own, man.
You're like a Navy SEAL. You're like, that's how they, I mean, like the CIA, like those CIA, I've watched some, I'm reading a book about that. Like these contractors, like these kind of, all these guys are CIA contractors.
Mhm.
Like they tell, like, you're like, there's no backup. You're on your own. Something happens to you.
Yeah. There's no bringing in the cavalry.
There's no
It's
bringing in the
just you.
cavalry.
Yeah.
And that is Goofy.
Wow.
Goofy is that in Disney World, dude. Goofy is that level of a thing. They tell Goofy every day when you walk out there, once you go through that door, you're alone. We don't come after you. We don't come back for you. don't ever let anybody know. And then they have a pill they have to eat with just some fat kid sitting on his chest going, Goofy, are you okay, Goofy? And he's got a nightmare. Disney World, though, one of the best places I've ever been to. All right, that's it, right?
Can
We're
be.
good. Can be.
Yep.
Yeah, that's enough. Everybody gets it. Miami Improv. You guys, how was Fallon?
Oh, it was awesome.
Fallon?
Fallon was awesome. A lot of listeners for the podcast were
Yeah.
there. One of them gave me a nice wedding card for me and my fiance.
that's
People are
great.
very cool. And then a lot of them said they're coming to see you,
All
Brian.
right.
So
I'm there this weekend.
get out to
This
O'Fallon.
weekend.
Yeah.
O'Fallon, Missouri.
O'Fallon, Missouri.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You anywhere this weekend?
No.
You got to think about it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
think about it. Yeah.
I mean,
Gotta-
Omaha.
Headlining a rehearsal dinner. On,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the weekend.
This is the wedding.
We'll be
weekend.
there.
Yeah. Amen.
I get back that day. We'll come to the wedding.
That morning.
Yeah.
Be
Nice,
driving.
dude.
It's not going to be like a whole thing, right?
It's good.
Wait, in and out, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be yeah.
We're in a good table, though.
Quick. Yeah, you got a
said we
great
got a
table.
great
You got a great table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Yeah, Lucy was your fiance. She changed. She dyed her hair, or she changed. Did she change her hair? Get a new haircut or something?
Did you know that?
told
She
her-
did something.
She did. Oh, you're not supposed to say.
No.
I thought she didn't
I'm
want to.
trying to remember.
I thought
exactly.
she was trying to get out of this. That's what I told her. As she changed it, I go, Lucy's not handling it. I go, Lucy, you can still get out of this. I told her the same thing I tell you. Y'all don't have to go through this, all right?
You can back out now.
Y'all can back out.
Yeah.
Usually you tell that just to the man. And I felt I need to change it to the woman. I go, hey, Lucy, what are you doing here?
Uh-huh.
No, y'all are great together,
Yeah.
and I'm excited.
We're pumped.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
it will be a good time. Get to meet the whole Weber family.
Yeah, they're all gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, what do y'all do? Is the ceremony in Latin? We're even going to understand it.
Is your Purdue brother going to sit with us?
Yeah.
There might be some black.
Where do you put your black brother?
Bo.
I guess we're obviously see him. All right. Nateland Podcast. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.